When we talk about democracy and the real good intent of democracy, I think we're talking about really where the interests of the masses are represented. But people confuse the form of democracy for its essence. So if a number of us go out into the parking lot and there's 10 of us and 7 of us vote to steal one car instead of the other, we'll think that that's a democratic vote. So I think that where we have to make a distinction between democracy and other forms of governance is what drives the governance. Governance really is there to help manage resources. And in the case where you have Western democracy, Western democracy is based off capitalism. And it's not based off the masses having resources. So the value system that usually comes to bear is the kind that will support capitalist profit. And capitalist profit doesn't work for everyone. To summarize it, really the system of capitalism is a system that could be best understood by the general population as a system of procurers, prostitutes, profit, and well, I guess that would be about all of it. So a lot of people get an education so that hopefully they could start off as a high-paid prostitute and work their way up to a procurer. The value system that attaches to that is one of individualism, hurtful competitiveness, because I think there can be helpful competitiveness. Like, for instance, if we were competing for who could help the people the most, that's good competition. But that's not the competition we're taught. In our school system, we're often taught a competition of how to get over on others. Politics right now is kind of this dictatorship, at least from the executive branch. And so what these governments have done to try to limit the effect and the influence of dictatorial lead is they've made term limits on the executives, but they don't make term limits on the legislature. And ruling is not just from the executive branch. And not only that, but in the country that I live in, so you have 2 terms that you can be limited as the dictator or the president. Then your son can do it. So, I mean, what difference is that? And kings and hereditary kings, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of it is a ruse. Now, the only real alternative that I've studied is a very informed public. The more informed the public, the less the dependence on a single leader. The more the populace is informed and has the ability to evaluate information, because we have more information now than we ever did, but if you don't evaluate it, you'll be stupider now than you ever were. So I think the more that we're able to evaluate these the pros and cons and what's in the interest of the people, the more we'll be able to move away from popular dictatorship. But somehow the people love publicity.